Hey guys, it's Serenity. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about what souvenirs that I picked up from my recent cruise we went on. We went a few weeks ago. I've been really busy lately. I've been meaning to get all this stuff up sooner, but you know how it goes during the summertime and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what we got, or what I got. The first thing I got was, as you know if you've watched my previous videos, we stayed on the Queen Mary the night before our cruise left, because our cruise was leaving from the same pier basically where the Queen Mary is, so we decided to stay on the Queen Mary. And I went ahead and I picked up this book, and it is called Queen Mary Ghosts by Robert and Ann Woldarski. And it talks about all the ghost stories on the ship that you hear about. There's some pictures in here. And it just looked like a really good read. Unfortunately though, because we were so busy on our cruise, I never got a chance to open the book. And so, and I still haven't got a chance to look at it, but it looks like an extremely good book, and I already kind of know a lot of the history of the ship. I've stayed there. It's my second time I've stayed there, and I absolutely love going. I bought a book kind of similar to this a few years ago from my mom, and so yeah, I'm really excited to finally get a chance to be able to read this. This book was, I want to say it was 1995 or something like that. I forget how much it was, but it was around $19. So I got that. And then also on the Queen Mary ship, I saw this t-shirt, and I thought it was really, really cute. I like more of vintage style looking things, and so I thought this was really cute. It has a picture of the ship on it. And I love what it says. It says, American Tradition Long Beach, which was kind of fitting because we were there 4th of July. We stayed there the 3rd, and then we left for our cruise on the 4th, so we were there kind of on the 4th of July. And the back is just basic black t-shirt, but I really liked it because it was vintage style looking, so I thought it was really cute. And then of course, the Queen Mary bag. I got the shirt at Queen Mary Couture, which is a really neat store. I usually get something in there every time I stay on the Queen Mary. So, and now I'm going to go ahead and move along to our cruise. And also towards the end of this video footage, I'm going to be talking about information if you're maybe going to be taking a cruise in the future. Just some helpful tips for people who are looking to go on a cruise and have never gone before and whatnot. So I know before we went on our cruise, I watched several cruise videos that I found on YouTube, and I talked to a few people, and they were very helpful because this was our first time going on a cruise. So I'm going to make a couple little mini videos, and that's going to be after I show all my souvenirs. So stay tuned if you want to watch that. The next thing I got was we went to Catalina Island, and I picked up this bracelet. I thought it was really cute. It just comes on and off like that. Black, beachy looking bracelet, and I think I paid about $10 for it. I don't remember, but it was around $10. And what's kind of funny is I didn't notice at the time, and I don't know if it's discolored. Well, it doesn't look like it would be discolored, but there's a blue bead on this bracelet, which I thought was really funny. I don't know if you can see it, but I thought it was really funny how the blue bead, there it is, it just kind of blended in really well with the black. I never noticed it before. Either they accidentally put a blue bead on the bracelet when they were making it, or I don't know. I thought at first maybe the color was fading off the black beads, but I don't think that's it, because this blue bead is just a smaller looking bead. But I like the style of the bracelet. You can't really tell, so I thought it was cute. The next thing I got from the same store was this kind of little beaded pouch. And I'm going to use it to put change in or whatever and throw it in the bottom of my purse. And I actually got a discount on this. I asked if I could have a little bit off because you'll see on the back where you see the strings, the beads were coming off. And they didn't have another one with the blue coloring. I like the kind of turquoisey blue. So he gave me 10% off. So actually no, he gave me 30% off. So I was able to get it for really, really cheap. So I was really excited about that. Oh, and then I forgot to show, but I've have posted pictures for those of you on my Facebook. Also on the Queen Mary, I did get a cup, and this is the stack of the Queen Mary. It's really cool. It was $10, but you get unlimited free soda refills. So I thought it was just a really cute cup. I'm gonna save it and put change in it or something. I just liked it. So I didn't buy all that too many souvenirs. None of us in our family did. We were just kind of lounging around, having a good time and whatnot. And we didn't go do all that much souvenir shopping. My son got a surf necklace with a shark tooth on it. My daughter got a necklace in Mexico with some shells on it that she is wearing, and she's not home right now. And my other son got some t-shirts and stuff. So and then my husband, he didn't get nothing. He's not really a souvenir guy. But on the cruise ship they had these hats, and I thought they were really cute. And everything in this one store was $10, purses, everything. So it kind of got a little bit bent, but I guess that's what you get for $10. But it was a good buy. And I liked it so much that I went ahead and got the lighter colored one. I mean, $10, who can go wrong with that? So those were $10. And that was pretty much all I got on the cruise. Nothing too, out of the ordinary, just some small little souvenirs and whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and if you keep watching, I'm going to be talking about tips if you're going on a future cruise. So stay tuned, and that'll be coming up right after this video. And also at the very end of the video, I'll probably put a couple pictures from our cruise and my adventure on the Queen Mary towards the end of this video. So thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe, because in the next month or so I am going to be holding a huge contest that everybody is going to love. So stay tuned for that, and please subscribe and comment, and we'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye. Hey guys, okay, so now we're going to talk about tips if you decide to go on a cruise. I'm just going to be talking about my cruise experience and departing the cruise that departs from Long Beach, California, because that is the one that I have the experience with. If you are going to go on a different type of cruise, the rules and things might be a little different, but all cruises pretty much are within the same category. Now, if you decide, we went on the cruise that it leaves out of Long Beach, California, and it goes to Catalina Island and goes to Ensenada, Mexico, and you get a day at sea. So what we ended up doing, because it departs out of Long Beach, actually at the pier right where the Queen Mary is located, we ended up just spending the night before on the Queen Mary because, one, I love the Queen Mary. I've stayed there before, and it's just an amazing, awesome experience. If you have never stayed on the Queen Mary, you absolutely should. The next thing is that when we were staying on the Queen Mary, we found out that they have an express check-in down in the museum part of the Queen Mary, and you can actually check in before the boarding actually starts, and you can cut and go ahead of those people that are in line, which is a really convenient. It was really convenient to find that out. We ended up, like I said, there was a huge line because they allowed boarding at around 12:30, and we were able to get right on the ship basically and cut in front of all of those people. The next thing is that if you do decide to stay on the Queen Mary and you are taking this cruise, the Queen Mary offers what is called a park and sail. And basically you park in their lot and you don't have to pay for parking at all, which saved us probably about $80. So, and how that works is your room key from the Queen Mary, they block it out for X amount of dates for when you're going to get back on your cruise, and when you're leaving that parking area, you just swipe your room key and it lets you out and you don't have to pay. So that's an awesome, amazing tip. When you do check in, whether it's the express check-in or if you go to the Carnival terminal and check in, you are going to get a sell and sign card. It looks like this. You need to treat this like gold. This is going to be your access to your room, to order things, to buy things, do anything on the ship. You need to keep this with you at all times. I'm not going to show you all of what it looks like because it has my personal information on it, but it is a sign and sell-in card. They give this to you upon the checking in process. I bought my kids lanyards so they can carry them around. Your children have to have them on at all times too. So obviously not when they're swimming and whatnot, but it's just a good idea for them to have them on at all times. This is also your ticket on and off the ship. And what happens when you get to a port and you want to get off the ship, you slide your sign and sell card in their little machine, and they take a picture of you at the beginning of the cruise, and that picture will pop up to verify that that is who you are. And you need this to get on and off the ship. If you don't have this card, you're not getting back on the ship or off the ship for that matter, I imagine. The next thing I want to talk about is when you start to go on the ship, beware. FYI, cameras galore. They want your money. They want you to take tons of pictures. They have some cute little setups sometimes, especially when you get off the ship. Like in Ensenada, they had like a sailing wheel and it was all nice and cute. And then in Ensenada, they had, a decorative little thing. And when you're boarding the ship, they have, decorative backgrounds. Some of them you don't have a choice. You kind of get bombarded and they're right there. And you don't have a choice but to get the picture taken. But a lot of times, sometimes we would just say no thank you because it got kind of overwhelming. We did the formal dining service one time, and they would come up and start taking pictures, and it gets to the point where you're like, no, we're not interested because, you don't want to see all these cute pictures of your family and then not be able to buy them all. We already took a zillion pictures, and the pictures range from anywhere from $10 a piece to $20 a piece. So we spent about $40 getting some of the cute ones, but, we didn't end up buying all of them just because, it just gets very expensive. The next thing I want to talk about is when you buy a cruise, all your food is included in your cruise usually, unless maybe you go to like a high-end restaurant or something, but you can go to your formal dining. You are assigned a certain table. Sometimes it's with a few other people sitting at it with you, other times, not, depending upon how big your group is. You will have the same waiter every night. You will have the same person for housekeeping that will come and bring you towels, and whatnot. You have that same person your entire cruise. Also, room service is free, and you can get that 24 hours a day. The only thing that is not free, again, is if you order alcohol, and you have to pay an additional gratuity on that, and if you order soda, you have to pay additional gratuity on that. I want to talk about the gratuity part of it and how the gratuity works on Carnival. And every cruise ship might be different, but this is Carnival. You are charged $10 per person per day, and that is your gratuity. And what happens is probably the first day that you're on your cruise, if you put a credit card on your account or whatever you do, you can also pay a cash deposit. For me, I'm a pay-as-you-go kind of girl. I don't like having my credit card number everywhere, so we put a big chunk of cash on our room. We didn't want anything to be charged to our room. They take that the gratuity basically right away and minus it from your account, and they usually contact you and let you know if you're getting low on your account. But basically the cash deposit, or however you decide to do it, is good for shopping in any of the stores on the ship. If you get cocktails, if you get coffee, anything on the ship, you need that sign and sell card because this is considered basically your credit card on the ship. So, and everything will be billed to your room. You can block it out. Like, for example, my kids had their own cabin, and we blocked it out. We didn't allow them charging privileges, but we still had to pay for their gratuity, which was $10 per person per day. The food there, a lot of people I didn't, I've heard people say good things and bad things about carnivals. I think it's great for the money and the price. It was a little expensive, but I mean, I thought the food was amazing. I ordered cheesecake from room service like every day. My kids were loving ordering room service. We'd get back from a night and they'd be ordering sandwiches or whatever. They were having a heyday ordering the room service. Not to mention, they have a 24-hour pizza bar. They have a 24-hour soft and serve ice cream bar. In the morning, they have an omelet bar. Someone can make you an omelet. Every day, the type of food changes. One day when we were in Mexico, the type of food they had like a Mexican fiesta day where everything was Mexican food. It just depends. Every day is a little different. I love their salad bar. They had yogurt. So there was a big, huge variety of food to choose from. And for those of you that, are trying to cut back, thinking you're going to lose weight if you go on a cruise, there's just so much food, and it's all so good. There's no way you're going to lose weight. The thing I was disappointed in, though, is I thought the formal dining area that we went, and we experienced it one night, because, we wanted to check it out. I didn't think it was that great. I thought the other food from the buffets that they have was way better than in the formal dining. I had the mahi fish, and my kids and my husband had the lobster and steak, and it was horrible. So we only did the formal dining one night, and we never did it again. So, but your $10 a day, that gratuity, what that includes is your wait staff. You have the same waiter every day, your formal dining area, etc. And it includes housekeeping, if for everybody. And it also, can you walk away, please? I'm sorry, my son is standing there like staring at me. So sorry about that. Anyway, so it includes your wait staff for the day, your housekeeping. You have the same housekeeping person every day. They bring you towels, whatever you need, helps you, gives you information and that kind of thing. And yeah, so $10 a day per person is not all that too expensive if you're going on a cruise, because you're probably going to end up tipping, a little bit anyways while you're on the cruise. But $10 a day per person, and they take that right away from your sign and sell account. The other thing I want to talk about is if you are prone to getting seasickness. I didn't know if I would or wouldn't. I didn't know if my kids would. And so what you can end up buying is you can buy, and they are called C-bands. And I got these at Walgreens for like $11, and there's 2 C-bands in each package. And it comes with a sample of the ginger gum, which is supposed to help with nausea. And I put mine on, as you can see. I got them in black just because I tend to wear a little bit more black, and if I'm wearing other jewelry, it kind of blends in and you can't see. But it has a little thing like this, and you want to wear it on the inside of your arm. It is waterproof. You can go swimming with it. You could take a shower with it. I left mine on the whole time. So did my daughter. We never got seasick one time. My husband and my sons didn't use it, and they were fine the whole trip. So I guess it just depends on how the weather is during your trip, and how your body reacts to certain things like that. But it says that for travel sickness, for effective relief of all forms of travel and motion sickness, C-band provides a natural choice without causing drowsiness or other side effects. For morning sickness, clinical trials prove that C-band provides natural relief for the symptoms of morning sickness, and because it's drug-free, there are no side effects to worry about. C-band works by using acupuncture. The bands can be put onto your wrist before you start traveling or at any time during your journey. So it's a form of acupuncture, and this little ball just puts a little bit of pressure on your wrist. So again, yeah, I didn't have any problem with being seasick or anything like that. I also, just in case, bought, they have anti-nausea ginger gum, and I didn't even end up opening it. So it's just some things to have on hand just in case. Now, when you get to a port, you usually have a certain amount of time. Like, for example, we docked in Catalina at 7:30 in the morning, and we had to be back on board. Well, our ship left at 4:30, but last boat was like at 3:30. So, and then when we were in Ensenada, Mexico, we got there in the morning, and we were there till like 11 o'clock at night. And they let you know when the last boat departs. But if you missed the ship, you're pretty much stuck unless you have some type of travel insurance where you can catch up to the boat or whatnot. It's purely up to you if you decide to get travel insurance. We did not get travel insurance only because that's more for if you lose your bags or if you miss the ship or something happens or something medical. It probably is a good choice to get travel insurance, but we just did not. So I do have a friend that went on a cruise a few years back, and he collapsed and had some type of heart issue, and he was telling me if it wasn't for that insurance, he would have had to pay a lot of money. So that travel insurance basically saved him. So I guess it just depends on, you know, you and if you want to get it. We did not get it at that time. There's a lot to do on the cruise ships also. They have a youth group for teens up to 18 years old, or no, I think it's 17, and then they have one for younger kids, and it's like a little dance club atmosphere for the teenagers, and my daughter went all the time, and she had a blast. On deck, they have like the directors of they're all dancing and getting people involved. So it was more of a family cruise. There was lots of young kids on there, not just adults, and there's lots to do. I never felt like it was overly crowded because there were times when, you know, everybody goes to their ports at different times, and like we went to Catalina early in the morning and we were back in the afternoon, and everybody pretty much was still, you know, off doing their stuff. You can do extra excursions. We opted not to, just because, you know, we brought our 3 kids with us and we'd never been on a cruise before, and we figured, you know, we're gonna go along, and if we feel like we want to do an excursion, we will. And when we got to Catalina Island, we rented a golf cart, and it's $60 an hour, and if you do 2 hours, then you get the 3rd hour for free. Kind of disappointed a little bit in Catalina Island. Thought it would have been more bigger beachy areas, but it wasn't. And then of course Pebble Beach is closed. It's been closed for like 6 years, so you can't go to Pebble Beach. So that was kind of disappointing. But we ended up just doing a little bit of exploring, looking in the shops, and then we ended up going back on the ship. So as far as Ensenada goes, my husband and my middle son didn't really want to be in Mexico. My husband, Mexico just isn't his cup of tea. I'm a little bit more adventurous. I wanted to do an excursion, but we were all kind of leery because of the stuff going on in Mexico, and so we just kind of walked around a little bit and then went back on the ship. So and then we had a day at sea, which was really cool. You can just chill out and relax and lay in the sun and order cocktails and whatnot. So 4-day cruise, really economical. They always have lots of deals going on for cruises. Again, Carnival was my first experience, so those are just some tips that I wanted to share with you guys. If you have any other questions, please comment below. I'm sure I left out a lot of things. I don't know if I remember to say, when you are taking a cruise, it's always better to carry on your bags, just because how it works is when you check in your bags, they bring your bags to your room and they leave them outside of the door, and then when you disembark the ship, you put your bags outside of your room like the night before, and then it takes you longer to get off the ship. You have to wait for like an additional 3 hours for everybody else to get off the ship that carried on their bags. Let's just put it this way, the people that carry on their bags get to get off the ship before the people that check in their bags. So we basically got off right away, like at 8 in the morning which was great. You know, we woke up and we were off the ship, and everyone else, you know, had like another 2 hours to go. So it is definitely better to carry on your bags if you can. Also, if you are traveling with the family, you can bring up to 12 water bottles or sodas per person. And that's what we did. I mean, you know, at first we felt kind of weird about it, you know, thinking, God, it's kind of cheap to bring our own stuff. But don't feel bad. Everybody was doing it. You can bring up to 12 per person. And we just threw it all in one bag. And you can only bring it in your carry-on. Because we were traveling with 5 of us, it was okay to put it all in one bag. But if there's only like 1 or 2 of you, you probably need to divide up, you know, 12 between the 2 of you. And it is better to bring, you know, the 12 mixture, water or soda, because you will save money, and especially traveling with 3 teens that want to drink soda all the time. We had so much soda by the last night of the cruise that our kids didn't even drink all the soda. So we were like, geez, we have to carry all this off the ship, you know. They do serve lemonade, iced tea, orange juice, and of course their water that they offer, and I believe some type of coffee, not like the cappuccinos or stuff like that. That's all free. But as far as soda and cocktails and things like that, you have to pay an additional amount, and it is an additional gratuity. So it does get kind of expensive. We ended up probably paying about, I'd say, an extra $550 by the time we bought stuff and cocktails and whatnot, and did a few fun things with the kids on the ship. So, and plus our pictures, we owed, you know, by the end of the trip, we probably paid about $500. So, which is not bad when you're traveling with a group of 5. So you just got to watch, you know, your spending and be frugal about it. So if you have any questions, or if I left anything out, please comment below, and I'd love to answer your questions. But it's a definite great experience that your family will always remember. If you're going with your friends and you've never done it, you really need to do it. It's a lot of fun, and I most definitely want to do it again. So, all right, you guys, bye-bye.